Most people spend 40 years working towards retirement, but they never think, what are they retiring into? Well, that's what today's show is about. We're actually going to be interviewing a woman who helps run OLLI, which is a lifelong learning institute here associated with University of South Carolina, Beaufort, and it's all about continuing to learn and develop into your retirement years. So if that's something that interests you, stay tuned because we're getting into the interview in just a minute. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Lowcountry? Whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County, then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know every time I put out a new video. My name is David Simcox, host of this channel and a local real estate agent. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move here, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 3 days, 3 months, or even 3 years, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can always book a Zoom call by going to lowcountrylifestylesteam.com. Now let's jump right into the interview. Andrea, thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy schedule to meet with me and talk to me today and share this information with the person watching this video. So thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Anytime I get to talk about what I do, it's a gift.
All right. So Andrea Sisino, I said that correctly?
You've got it.
And you are with is it Osher? Is that
Osher?
Osher. So Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, and it's abbreviated OLLI. So you guys just call it OLLI, is
We
that
just
right?
call it OLLI.
OLLI. So can you just, maybe somebody that is watching this and they've never heard of that before, can you just tell us what is OLLI?
So OLLI is a national network. There's 124 OLLIs in the country. Every state has at least 2 OLLIs, and it stands for Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. And the mission is to create lifelong learning opportunities for people that are generally over 50.
And so who is this designed for? And at what stage of life are most people joining?
Perfect question. So it's designed for people over 50, and you might say, well, I don't understand. Why would that be? And Bernard Osher, who set this up, the entire network, he believed we do our best learning after 50 because when you're in school, it's basically you sit and you get information. I can guarantee you do not remember what you learned in American history class. But whereas when you come back to it later in life, you have life experience to relate it to, you've got a broader lens, right? So your deeper learning happens after 50. The other thing that happens is as we age, we tend to disconnect from a lot of things, and lifelong learning actually connects you to the outer world and your community and with each other in a social engagement.
So if you start learning better at age 50, I'm going to be real smart in about a year from now.
You absolutely will.
I've got 1 year to go.
You'll be more worldly.
All right, so when somebody first walks into OLLI, what are they typically feeling and what are they hoping to find, do you think?
Yeah, so when people find OLLI, and usually they'll either hear about it from a friend, that's a number one way. It's because they were in a conversation. For instance, they heard about the history of cigar making. And they were like,
good.
Right? Or the history of bourbon even. And they're like, wait, what? You took this class on the history of cigars and bourbon? Where was that? Oh, it was at OLLI. And so if you have a natural sense of wonder about the world, you get interested in all the courses that are offered. And so they come in and they're like, now what's this OLLI thing? And they get to know what's offered and when when the classes are and, the whole curriculum.
All right, so just maybe walk me through what does a typical week look like for somebody that is an OLLI member?
I can't speak for the other 124 OLLIs. I can only speak for our OLLI here at USCB, which is in the Lowcountry.
And what does USCB stand for if somebody's watching this from California?
Yeah, right, because we often get confused. University of South Carolina, Beaufort, which has campuses in Beaufort, Bluffton, and Hilton Head. So we're really spread out in this region. And OLLI is at each of those campuses. So there's OLLI classes in Hilton Head, in Beaufort, and in Bluffton.
Okay, so what's a typical week look like, do you think,
man.
if somebody's a member?
So I'll give you an idea. So in a given term, let's say winter, spring, that goes from January to May, we had 167 programs.
Wow.
So you break it into a week. So in a week, we might have, let's say, 10 or 12 programs. So somebody has the calendar of what's being offered, and they can come into the classroom. Or, for instance, last week we had a tour of the Savannah Port on a boat. There was about 24 of us. So every single week is different. Every single month is different. And to have 167 programs, the variety is all over the board. It could be on philosophy or science, or on the recent launch that's about to happen towards the moon. It could be about the Savannah Port. You name it is being offered. It's like a candy store for somebody who is curious to learn about their community, themselves as they age. Maybe they're curious to learn about something they learned back in the past, like American history. It's a big year for the American Revolution, right? So we've got many, many programs on the history of the Revolution.
All right, so with it being the giant candy store of learning, which I love, I'm a lifelong learner and I love reading books and audio books, but with that many options, how does one go about choosing what they want to do? That seems like a little overwhelming.
It can be overwhelming. So in the fall, we have a curriculum guide that's posted on the USCB OLLI website, and it's printed hard copy, so people can still get a hard copy. And then what they would do is they would get the curriculum guide and they would sit down and figure out, well, how many classes do they want to take? So I just said to you, there's over 100 each term on all the 3 campuses. So you look at it and you decide what to do, and then you go to USCB OLLI website and you can register. Every OLLI is required. It's a membership organization.
Do you have to be over 50 to join?
No, because we've now got some students that have become OLLI members because they like our classes. They're pretty interesting compared to maybe something else they're taking. But everybody becomes an OLLI member, and every OLLI pricing structure is different. We are one of the most inexpensive OLLIs in the country, so membership is $45 for a year.
Wow.
For 365 days. So if you join, let's say, September 1 or August 1st or whatever, it's good until the following year of that date.
Okay. So with all those classes, what are some of the most interesting or surprising things that you've seen offered?
That is a tough question, because we are not only in the candy store of programs. The reason why we're in the candy store and the reason why we're one of the most inexpensive OLLIs is because of who has moved here. In OLLI, I'm going to say 96% of membership has moved from afar.
Yep. Which is our typical viewer.
Yeah, across the globe. And the people that have moved here tend to be highly educated and have these careers where when they move here, they still have a lot of gas left in the tank. They might have been a rocket scientist, an attorney, a superintendent of education, a doctor, brain surgeon. We had an astronaut. We have an NFL coach. I mean, I think about all the people that teach OLLI courses, and they do it as a volunteer because they want to share their expertise and their passion for a subject to people that want to be sitting there learning.
Okay, so you had mentioned a little bit about going to the Savannah Port and going on some of these trips, and just in general, how do you feel the OLLI program helps connect somebody like the person watching this right now to the local community?
Yeah, great question. Okay, so remember I said a lot of people have moved here from afar, and just like a tree, they've uprooted themselves. So they left their careers, their families, their communities, their churches, whatever bound them to their old community, and they uproot themselves and they come here, and now their roots are really shallow. Right? And so you're meeting new people and you want to figure out, what is this community? It's unlike anything of their past. It's not like New York, Connecticut, Vermont, Michigan, Ohio. It's not like that. South Carolina is very, very unique. So what OLLI does is OLLI connects them to community. So they have classes about South Carolina through history, culture, language, foods, so they can learn about the community. They also have classes on aging body. Why is it that, hearing starts to go, or your eyesight starts to go sideways, or you're not moving as well. What can you do to, to really stay healthy for as long as possible? And while you're learning, you're meeting other people from the community. So now you're creating friendships, relationships to the community which you are now a part of. If you don't do something like that, what happens is you become very insular, and we call it small thinking, where you move into your new neighborhood. You don't know your neighbors. You don't know that this is where the Civil War started. You don't know how healthcare works. You don't know how civics works. You don't know how anything works. And you may become kind of isolated, stay home more, watch TV more, and you become, we call it small thinking, where you start to go very much inward. Through a lifelong learning program, it actually reverses that, because you're getting out, you're meeting other like-minded people, you're learning something new, so you're expanding your thinking, and you're creating community. I mean, it checks all the boxes.
That's awesome. So you mentioned some of these outings or trips that you go on. How important are those outings to your overall mission?
Huge. Absolutely huge, because where we live here is really unique. The ecology of this region is unlike anywhere in the world. And so we have instructors that will take us out and watch dolphin feed. It's called stranding. It's an amazing.
It's awesome. I've seen it.
Right?
Yeah, it's super cool.
Right. And you're like, oh my gosh, are they okay? Yeah, they're fine. And actually that's really important that happens. So getting these tours, whether it's on the May River, or we've got a 3-hour Revolutionary War site boat tour coming up, so you can see what happened where and how.
I wish I had more time. I want to do it. That's so
I know,
cool.
that's what happens, right? I mean, these tours, again, there's learning in the classroom, but there's learning out in the community at these different sites that we take people to, and it's always expanding. So when we went to the Savannah port, we learned about the economy of it, but also like the history of Savannah and how it played a role in so many things through history. And again, it's fascinating stuff.
Okay, so if somebody's been a member for a while, what changes do you see in that person?
Well, one, we tend to see them have their entourage of friends who have also been in OLLI for a while. We see them much more engaged and knowledgeable about the area, and that helps them connect to their developments wherever they live, to the people that are coming in to share some of that information, right? Like gators are not bad, alligators are not bad, they're necessary, so that when, maybe there's a broadcast note in their development about they're going to be thinning the alligator population. Now they might have a little bit more information to go on why that is. But we see them more engaged in their own communities.
Do you feel like they come more alive?
Absolutely. And when we don't see an OLLI member for, let's say, a term or two, our other OLLI members will say, hey, I haven't seen so-and-so in a while. Are they okay?
Yeah.
Or did they move, or did something happen? It really does become a community in a very healthy way.
Do you see that it improves sort of their confidence in where they've chosen to live,
100%. Yeah, 100%, because it really does connect them to where they're living. This area is so unique, unlike other parts of the country. We have so many gated developments here. And again, getting people out of their gated communities and engaging with other people from other communities is not only healthy from many angles, but yeah, it does build their confidence for sure.
Okay. So if the person watching this right now, if they're looking at a lot of different areas and thinking about where they're going to move at retirement, they're at or near retirement, how important should something like OLLI be in their decision-making process, picking somewhere that has an opportunity like this close by? Do you think it's important?
Oh, it absolutely is. We see a lot of people move here because there's a university in their backyard. That's the first thing, because a university community tends to be a community that offers a lot of educational engagement and arts as well, arts and sciences, not necessarily just lifelong learning. So a university community has that already as part of it. And then when they find out there's a lifelong learning program, it's like icing on the cake. So somebody who really wants to engage in the community, enjoy, arts and film and other programs, you want to be looking at this area because it's right here, and here we are, well established.
All right, just a couple more questions. If somebody decides to do this, how long do you think it takes before they feel like they fit in, this feels like home, based on your experience?
You mean like moving to this community in general, or once they become an OLLI member?
Yeah, if they become an OLLI member, they show up their first day to class, and I'm sure they're a little awkward. It's like the first day of school. How long until they feel like they are part of it?
Yeah, I'm going to say it takes one term. And let me add that
a term is how long?
A term is 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
So there's the fall term, which runs from September to December. Then we come back in January. January through May is winter, spring. It's one term. Then we have a light summer term. Understand that our courses are not like a college course where you're going every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for like 13 weeks or something. These tend to be 1 or 2 session classes. And a class is like an hour and a half to 2 hours, or it might be 1.5, 2 hours twice. So these are I will say, not quite bite size, because that would be like a half hour. There's enough information for you to learn, but it's not a long-term commitment, because people that move here tend to get engaged in a lot of things, or maybe they're just trying to figure it out. They don't have 13 weeks to sit in a classroom.
Right.
Can't imagine sitting in a classroom for 13 weeks living here. So it's very easy to come in, take 1 or 2 courses, get your feet wet, and then if you want to get more involved, out of the 167 courses the next term, you might take 5 or you might take 10. Some OLLI members take 30 by the time they're getting on there. So,
and there's no report cards?
There are no grades, no tests. Our philosophy instructor does ask for you to read something ahead of time, but no, he's not going to test you.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Last 2 questions. Have you seen that when someone takes OLLI classes, that it can actually improve their relationships in life, meaning their marriage, their friendships, their relationships with their kids, the people around them?
Yes, 100%. Do you know why? Because it takes their thinking from inward, from being focused on themselves. I miss my home. I miss where we were. I miss my church. I miss my community. Instead of them looking backward and thinking about themselves, it turns them outward, and it really does improve somebody's quality of life and their mental attitude. No ifs, ands, or buts. The research is there. And with that also comes a healthier physiology.
Are there any other ripple effects that you can think of?
It's just a positive experience. I can't think of, there's no downside.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, it's positive.
That's so awesome. Well, I think we've gotten a lot of information today, and thank you so much for spending time with me. And if somebody's watching this and they want to learn about this or get connected to this, what's the best way to do that?
So you can go to uscb.edu website, and we have our own section of the website about OLLI, and you can learn about it. You don't have to sign up. You can just read about it and kind of get all the information. And on there will also be a phone number and an email. So if you actually want to talk to a human being, not a voicemail robot or something, if you want to talk to somebody, you just pick up the phone and call, and we'd love to chat with you.
Are they going to see you in some of the classes maybe?
I wish. I have a dual role. I'm Associate Vice Chancellor of Community Outreach. So it is a gift when I get to go to an OLLI class now. I got to go to the Savannah Port tour last week, but I try to be in the different campuses at least to say hello.
That's great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And I hope your viewership figures out where they want to go in a meaningful way.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for staying till the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed meeting Andrea and learning about the lifelong learning opportunities here in the South Carolina Lowcountry. And of course, if I can help you find your own Lowcountry lifestyle, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can always book a Zoom call by going to lowcountrylifestylesteam.com. And of course, I hope to meet you in person at some point, but if not, I hope to at least see you on the next video.